Going on, everyone? Kurt Weidner here in the Team Animal Training Compound. Hope you're all having a great weekend. Sunday morning, sipping my coffee and pre-workout, getting ready to train some shoulders a little bit later while I warm up, because as you can see, it's a lovely 42 degrees in the gym this morning. So anyway, had some things I wanted to talk about this morning, based a lot around this here, okay? Look at this banner that I had made, and you hear the term pay your dues a lot, but I want to talk a little bit about what that actually means specifically to me, what I think it means, okay? So when it comes to paying your dues, the way I see that is relentlessly investing all available resources to be your absolute best at a particular endeavor. And that doesn't just apply to bodybuilding, it really applies to everything in life, whether it's your job, your family, your hobbies, whatever it be. Just aiming to be your absolute best and give everything you have into doing so, and doing so on a regular basis. So doing that every day, start to finish, for an extended period of time. Not something you just do for a little bit, day in, day out sort of thing. Acting with a sense of urgency every single day, but at the same time, having a long-term vision. So maybe you have a goal that is years down the road, okay? But it doesn't matter that in every particular moment, you treat every action that's required to meet success in your goal down the road with equal importance and with urgency. It's of the utmost importance for me to do everything as perfectly as I can, as best as I can, okay? Years ago, I came up with a kind of a, I don't know if you call it a slogan or saying, but this was on my website. It was, every day is an opportunity that exists only once, after which an advantage is either gained or lost. And my attitude, pretty much as a bodybuilder, was that every morning I got up, everything I did from start to finish, I had to put everything I had into it and make sure that I optimized all of those opportunities, because either I was gaining an edge on my competitors or I was allowing them to gain an advantage over me. So you wake up in the morning, what do I need to do today to be successful tomorrow? And when I go to bed at night, I look back on the day. Did I do everything? Did I optimize everything? Did I take advantage of every opportunity I had? Did I leave anything on the table? So you want to go to bed at night and be like, you know what? There was nothing else I could have done today. And then you do that again tomorrow. And then the next day. And you keep doing it. You're always doing it. It never stops. Okay? So as a competitor, as a bodybuilder, that means that when I walk in here to train, I don't give a shit whether my show is 2 years away, or whether it's 2 weeks away, or whether it's Thanksgiving or Christmas. I'm going to train my ass off, all right? I'm going to pay my fucking dues.
Okay? So you're not getting a participation trophy?
No participation trophies, all right? So you come in, you gotta ask yourself how bad you want it. It's always a priority to push yourself as hard as you can. Okay, doesn't matter. It means that regardless of whether you're on vacation, or whether it's a holiday, or maybe you have some minor injuries or ailments that are, aggravating you, you still find a way to make it happen and get hellacious workouts. All right? When I had MRSA earlier in the year, and I had to go to the hospital, and I had to get a peripherally inserted center
PICC line.
A PICC line, yeah. Sorry, I forgot the terminology there. I still, my biggest thing when they're sitting there putting a PICC line in my arm, I'm like, can I work out? Yeah, okay. Then of course I did deadlifts and ended up ripping it out, and they had to put it back in. And even when I came back in after having the PICC line put back in my arm, I still was like, well, I can still squat. It kind of hurts to bring my arm up like this, so you know what, I'll use the safety squat bar. And I did squats with the safety squat bar. Arm felt like shit. I remember that Saturday, I was like, well, I can't really train upper body because my arm's giving me problems. I ended up having to go to back to the hospital multiple times with complications of that whole thing. But I was like, that Saturday I did hack squats, and I was like, all right, I'll do a set of 50. My arm hurts, but my legs can work. When I sprained my ankle and I couldn't train my legs, I was like, well, I can do hundreds of pull-ups and push-ups and all kinds of other stuff. I'm going to find a way to work hard. It doesn't matter. I ain't making excuses about what I can't do. I'm always going to find a way to work hard and work on things that I can improve. Things aren't always going to be perfect. There's going to be things that want to try to get in the way. Are you going to let them get in the way, or are you going to find a way to improve regardless? Okay? And I think one of the most important things to me, when I think about paying your dues and what it means, is that you're emphasizing and prioritizing all the little things. You don't blow them off and sweating the small stuff. So, the little things, making sure you get all those meals in, making sure you get enough nutrients, making sure you get enough sleep, making sure you get enough hydration, making sure, I have a planned workout, these are all things I got done, and I made sure that I did all those things. Never go through the motions. Never go through the motions. Doesn't matter. You always want to find a way to push. Okay? Some examples. Right now I'm training at 5 a.m. in the morning during the week. And for me right now, that's the schedule that works best. So in order to do that, I'm getting up at 3:47 in the morning. Does my body necessarily want to get up at that time when the alarm clock goes off? Is my body really saying, yay, I feel awesome? No, I'm tired as shit. Stuff hurts. Obviously, it'd be a lot more comfortable to stay in bed. But there's this voice in the back of my head that's like, you know what, motherfucker? You got things you want to achieve. Get your ass out of bed and get to work. You got to make this happen. You got to be in the gym at 5, making things happen. If you don't, you aren't going to get to where you want. All right? So you got to get the hell out of your comfort zone. Everybody can have a good workout on a day where you're feeling good. But part of paying your dues is on those days where you feel like shit. Maybe something hurts. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep for whatever reason. You still find a way to have a great workout no matter what. Okay? You can't just have good workouts in the days you feel good. You always got to have them. So even when your mind or your body or something's off, it's like, you know what? I'm not letting anything get in the way. I'm going to push and I'm going to make shit happen. That's paying your dues. And part of this is training yourself to always be mentally strong. Don't allow weakness to ever creep in. There's two people that exist in your mind. Because there's that person that kind of wants comfort, is a little bit scared, is weak, doesn't want to take chances, wants the easy road, wants to stay in bed at 3:47. And then there's that other person that's like, fuck that. We need to go after big things. We need to set lofty goals. We need to make shit happen. We need to be aggressive. We need to be relentless. The person over here, that weak voice, you shut them out. Cut their tongue off, put them in a jail in the back of your mind, never let them speak. Okay? I don't ever allow that individual in my mind to even have a presence. I only want to be strong. So I only listen to this voice over here that tells me the things that I need to do and how I need to be to get to where I want to be. Because if I listen to the weak mind, the weak voice in my head, I'm not going to accomplish shit. I don't ever allow them to have a presence. They've been locked away forever. Don't allow yourself to be weak. Always be strong. Another important part of paying your dues, in my opinion, after having another sip of pre-workout,
What else are you drinking there?
is learning from failure. So success never comes easy. And I could sit here and give you 1,000 stories about successful people that failed a bunch of times. I don't need to do that. You probably already know, and there's plenty of examples. But, you know, you push and you push and you push to get to somewhere. And along the road, you're going to come up short. And I look back over my bodybuilding career. I think I've done 38 shows. And I can't tell you how many freaking times that I gave everything I had, and I went to show, and I didn't place where I wanted to. You know, I came up a second or a third or whatever. Then I walked away disappointed. And every single time, you know, I didn't sit there and bitch about the judging or this and that. I looked at myself first and was like, I need to be better. I wasn't good enough. And I'm not satisfied. I'm going to find a way to be better. What do I need to do? You keep going back to the drawing board and you come up with a plan. Okay, what worked, what didn't work? What needs to be better? How do I get better? I don't care how long it's going to take. And years and years and years, I just kept doing that. And I can't even tell you how many times I was disappointed by a result, but I never let it affect my resolve. I always did everything I could to come back better. And at some point, you know, I ended up with results that met my desires, okay? So you got to be willing to fail. You got to be willing to face that failure and deal with it and not be a crybaby about it.
Tune in next week for part 2.
I want to give a shout out to a company that I really like. It's called Fuel Hunt. I came across them as I was picking out decor and stuff for my gym. I have a couple of their banners in here. This one over here says trust hard work. And over here, comfort is a slow death. Prefer pain. Kind of another way of saying get the hell out of your comfort zone. And really the simple thing with Fuel Hunt is, you know, everybody wants to eat, but few will hunt, meaning few are going to put in the work. And when I saw these flags, these are things that I had to have in my gym. So I'll put a link in the description for the video. I would strongly encourage you to check out their site. I really like what they're about. Kind of just represents everything that I love. So I had to have this in here because this is very important. Trust hard work. And what does that mean? It means you got to be willing to put the work in every day without question. Okay? You don't ever ask, well, how long is it going to take for me to get the results I want? No. You just come in and you work hard. You work your ass off. You give everything you have. And you keep doing it. Day in, day out, week after week, month after month, year after year. It doesn't end. If you're expecting a result at some point, like a specific result, well, you got the wrong attitude. That's not how it works. This is part of a belief system, okay? Working hard is just what I do. And you know when I'm going to stop doing that? When I'm fucking dead. When somebody has to put me in the ground, all right? Then I won't be able to work hard anymore. Until that day, I'm going to keep giving everything I have. That's what you have to do. You just keep working hard. You trust it. It's faith, all right? If you think of somebody, you know, people who are religious and they have strong spiritual beliefs, do they ever waver with respect to those spiritual beliefs, their faith in God, do they ever get up and be like, gee, I wonder if it's really worth it for me to, believe in this, or no, they just, it's unwavering. No matter what, they have faith. They believe in God. They have a moral code and a system of beliefs, and it's always with them. It doesn't matter the circumstances, doesn't matter what happens. It's always there. You have to have that same approach to hard work, not just in the gym, but every part of life. But, as I'm talking about training and bodybuilding and this and that, every day you come in, you have to work as hard as you can, and you have to trust that it's what needs to be done. It's part of your belief system. If it's not, you will fail. You will not succeed because you aren't in it for the right reasons. When I was a teenager, I had skinny legs. I was kind of a wiry kid. I was athletic, but I didn't have a lot of muscle. I hated my legs. And I started doing these just hellacious leg workouts, trained my freaking ass off. And, I would just try to train them as hard as I freaking could. Drop sets, supersets. I would, wasn't uncommon for me to get sick and puke during a leg workout. Happened a lot. I just kept doing it. All right. And I didn't ever think like, next month or 2 months from now or 6 months from now, I'm going to get to where I want. No. All I just thought was, you have to train your legs as hard as you possibly can every time. Just keep doing it. Trust hard work. Well, eventually I got to a point where my legs were a weak point. They actually became probably one of my strongest points. Not to say that I have really big legs or super strong legs, but as a competitive natural pro bodybuilder, kind of one of the things that I've become more recognized for is not only my leg development, but also my hellacious leg workouts. It took a long time to get to that point. I had to put in a lot of freaking work. And I still do. 45, I ain't letting up. I'm going to keep doing that. I'll keep doing it, like I said, until I die.
Jason, pre-workout with coffee?
Keep drinking coffee, too. That ain't going to... part of my belief system. So, the last part of this that I want to talk about has to do with limitations. And I think this is an issue especially for natural bodybuilders, and that too many natural bodybuilders put limitations on themselves. Regardless of whether you're a bodybuilder or not, or you're utilizing performance-enhancing drugs or not, don't put limitations on yourselves. But I say this because I think it's an issue with natty bodybuilders to think, well, I'm not using the stuff that guy's using, so I'm not going to be able to do the stuff that they can do. And my attitude is, fuck that. All right, the body follows the mind. In order to achieve great things, you got to be willing to think big. You got to be willing to set lofty goals for yourself, and that prove to not only yourself but to others that you're capable of doing great things. Most importantly, prove to yourself. I actually always made it a goal, because I've actually trained with guys who are on gear, and I've trained around guys who are on gear in various gyms. So I would actually make it a goal for myself to out-train those guys. Be like, I know that guy's using shit. All right, I'm going to do more of them. I train with guys who are using steroids, and I'd have them look at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because they were having trouble keeping up. And what, a lot of people don't realize, because they look at people and they're like, oh, that person must be on steroids. I don't give a shit what you take, because there's guys who use steroids who do great things. Another one, there's a lot of people that take shit that you wouldn't even know that they're taking it because they don't look like anything special and they don't achieve anything special. It's not really about the drugs or not. Either you have it here and here or you don't. Okay? So, drugs, no drugs, that's a personal choice for people. But as far as how far you can go with something, it's about how much you want it and how strong your mind is. It's going to determine whether you get anywhere. You gotta always be willing to do more than the prescribed amount, more than people think is possible or smart or is even feasible. And so part of what I've always done, I like to come up with workouts for myself that are a challenge, and like to just come up with stuff that's crazy challenges. One example is going back. This is a couple years, and this is back when I was doing a lot of deadlifts, and deadlifts were going pretty well for me. But this is just an example of a goal where on a Saturday morning, be like, all right, I want to really go after it this morning. I'm going to do trap bar deadlifts. I want to do 100 reps with 420 pounds. So 4 plates per side on my big trap bar. That's 420 pounds. I want to do 100 reps. I get that in my mind. I don't talk to anybody about it. I just get that I'm going to get this done. And I don't even know if I'm physically capable of it. You know what? My body, my mind, once I get that idea in my mind, it's like, now I have to make it happen. And I did. I did 5 sets of 20. And it was absolutely fucking excruciating and brutal. But I was like, I'm not leaving here until I get this done. And I did. And it would have been easy to be like, you know what? That's just too much. I don't know if I can do that, or that's not capable. I'm like, no, I got this idea now. Fuck it, I got to do it now. And that's the way you have to think. And you got to do that on a regular basis. Just be like, all right, I'm going to come up with something crazy, and now I'm going to go after it. And I'm going to set my mind around doing it. One thing that always gets on my nerves is when people talk about age and use it as an excuse. And I hate it when people say, well, where do you get to my age? Oh, really? Okay, you're going to check back in with me in 5 or 10 or 15 years and see where I'm at? When I was, probably 25, I probably had people who were my age now saying, well, where do you get to my age? Well, guess what? I'm your age now, and I'm better than I was then. All right? I don't accept age as an excuse. I don't really accept anything as an excuse. Always find a way to keep pushing. On the other side of the gym, you see a quote. Somebody made this sign for me. So today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. And that really summarizes things real well. How much you're willing to do every day is going to determine what you can do tomorrow. And the more you choose to push yourself every freaking day and do the things that other people don't want to do, tomorrow you're going to stand out as one of those people. And people look at it and be like, holy shit, that person could do something special, something that other people can't. But that comes from your willingness to push and do it all the time. So we'll end here with one of my favorite quotes or sayings that eventually I'll have a new banner made for. But I have this in my gym. You want to do a close-up here? Excellence is the result of caring more than others think is wise, risking more than others think is safe, dreaming more than others think is practical, and expecting more than others think is possible. I don't really, need to explain that. Just think about that one for a second and digest it, okay? Because if you apply this to every facet of your life, every day, you'll achieve great things. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great week. Get after it in everything you do, all right? Make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time.